What's up, y'all? So I was just sitting here listening to I was listening to my little gossip show or whatever. And I was thinking like I was listening to Love and Hip Hop, the Sky with her and her kids and her children and things that she gave up for adoption. And the little boy was expressing himself about how she wasn't there for him even when he was locked up. She gave him up, at a certain age. And I want people to realize some of that shit really does fucking matter. What you doing right now really does fucking matter, okay? It may not seem like it's not doing nothing right now, but it really does fucking matter. Generationally, with our children, what we're passing down to our children, it fucking matters. I done dealt with so many damn people to the point where these people know that they were brought up in trauma, but they had to come to a spiritualist like me or somebody who was definitely knowing, okay, what's going on from the outside looking in, that you got people that don't even know that their parents be narcissists. They don't even know that their parents be full on, like full fledged malignant narcissists, okay, and covert narcissists. And they're trying to understand how come they're not getting along with other people's social belief. And that's because your parents were not giving you the attention that you desire or deserved, or they were not trained properly, okay, to know how to be a true parent. And that shit pisses me the fuck off. And that's coming from somebody who was adopted, somebody who knows how it feels to be abandoned, because it be children out here that be abandoned, and it be the reason you be trying to figure out why you dealing with these dusty ass motherfuckers, and it be children that be abandoned and shit, that be still going through their little trauma bonds of why their mama and their daddy wasn't there and shit, okay? And some of y'all be trying to come to an understanding why you got these partnerships and why you got these bonds that you holding on to, and the motherfucker just wasn't equipped because his parents and his father and his mother was not equipped as well either. When are y'all gonna realize that these motherfuckers out here be having demons and spirits that's being carried generational, okay? Curses that be straight up through the bloodline, okay? Straight up through the womb and the nut sack. Y'all gonna come to that understanding. It really do be people out here that's the reason why they have mental illnesses, and they have not been diagnosed because their parents choose not to see through that, choose not to fix themselves. And that's what they see, and that's what they envision. So me as a parent, me as a person that has feelings and empathy for others, I'm just getting sick of people who are raising children and not paying attention to what's going on in their lives because they're so worried about other bullshit, okay? That their wires are not crossing on certain paths and in certain brain waves. They're not crossing to figure out why social traumas and social bonds are broken and are staying broken. They're also having to figure out why there's a lot of illusions, or why people are putting up a lot of illusions. It's because either you're having to go through those motherfucking life lessons, or those people are damn good at their con artistry and you're having to read through that motherfucking shit and understand what's going on so you can set your motherfucking boundaries. I'm just tired of seeing that shit. And I know other people get tired of seeing that shit too. So that's what makes me want to strive to do better, strive for what I'm doing for my children, on a level of them seeing exactly how it should be done. And I know that my parents taught that to me. So like I said, me being an adopted person, I already know how it feels to be abandoned naturally, to go through those traumas naturally, to understand how it feels to be alone in the world. So that's something that somebody, has naturally when their parents are not able to be there for them. But it comes a time where it's a reason why you have to research and search your history, or search your father, your mother's history, your grandma's history, and shit like that. And I'm not even just talking about DNA. I'm talking about every little thing that they have encountered, or things that they have had that spectacular, extraordinary feeling in certain things might occur in their children, and you might be having to understand, or you might have gained certain experiences to guide your children through new experiences. Not even just your children, but just being able to show people how you can strive to get and do motherfucking better. It just comes to a point where if you come to the realization that in your environment, and the people that are in your environment If they're fucking negative or they're affecting you negatively, there's a reason why you're being shown this behavior. It's a reason why you're the outstanding one that's being shown how to love, how to properly adjust to things that are happening in life. And, I get to that point where I be so mad because I be having to do readings from people, and I'm like, well, your mom and your daddy, you know what I'm saying? This is the reason why this shit is fucked up here. And you're having to adjust, you're having to make some changes with all of these personalities and sociable behaviors and astrology charts and natal charts. It's the reason why you're having to go through all of these things. And sometimes you have to understand that when you cross paths, or when you meet or have that spark with people, you have to realize where these people come from in their bubble and in their environment. That shit is deep as fuck. Your genetics, your quality of DNA is deep as fuck. So whenever you're mixing and mingling with these people out here, you need to understand when those sparks and those fusion comes together, there's a reason why that spark and that fusion is coming together. It can't be just for sex. It has to be for the connection and for the future. Because people are not thinking about futuristic things. They're thinking about in the moment when it comes down to sex or just a pleasurement of someone being there in the moment. And for some of you all, you need to think about, are these people really there for you, or are they there for you in that moment? Some of that shit be so deep though, it be like real shit going on. People's moms and dads be having alcoholic problems and issues and having their own, mental illnesses and things that's running through their family that they didn't really know about, that somebody was hiding some secret babies, or auntie grandma was keeping a baby, or whatever the fuck the case may be, with certain people, there's a lot of people out here that are secret babies or secret things that they don't know what's going on. It's certain things I don't know about myself that I can only experience for myself through my children, because I am adopted. Not knowing my history, not being able to know my history, there's only certain things that I can tell them or that I can experience in order for them to know what they might encounter as well in their DNA or their genetics and what they're passing down. So that way you can do preventative measures, or have preventative measures, or a plan B if you want things to move accordingly. Especially if you can intervene, and there's situations, even in intermittent relationships, by way of conversation and by way of speaking to each other. For some of you guys, you really have to think about, is this the type of conversation that I'm even willing to spark up with this person, even 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now? You really have to think about that. Are you willing to let that motherfucker give you the wrinkles 10 years from now? Okay? Are you willing to let that motherfucker give you the stretch marks 10 years from now? 10 years from now. Like, seriously. People really need to think about that. In the moment, in the conversation, as you're having conversations, you need to know that you're establishing boundaries, and you're also establishing what is to happen in the future. So me as a Gemini, I really do feel like in conversations, it's very vital and very important for people to understand the communication, the perceptions, and also, being able to connect on a human being level, on a empathetic level of that person, their understanding and what they're wanting and what you're wanting out of the relationship too. So certain people really do have to figure out and define exactly what you're wanting in relationships and in friendships altogether. And you really do have to figure out, are you putting certain things in people's mind and in their psyche and genetically when you're mixing together and crossing paths? So think about that soulmate energy. Soulmates can be through romance. Soulmates can be through your children. Okay? It's a connection through the light in some sort of way. But you really have to think about, are you generationally putting in the motherfucking work? So I feel it just pisses me off. Like, I'm going to be done with my rant. But it just pisses me the fuck off that certain people, you have to realize that things inside are made up through your genetics and also your experience that you're gaining as well too. You have to have the experience to have the gain. You have to have, that rough and tough skin to go through the next fucking levels in life. But you also have to understand that people are watching you. People are wanting to They pick up on energies. You probably pick up on energies. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, when you're around negative people and people that are in toxic situations or toxic bonds, and you understand that they're in toxic bonds, it's time to call that motherfucking shit out for what it is. Are you wanting to stay in that same environment? Because eventually you'll become that environment too. So it's a lot of things to fucking think about when you are having conversation intermittently with people, and sociable patterns and habits that you pick up on in your perception, and what other people are perceiving you as well too. So think about having the empathy, standing up and having a motherfucking backbone every time you speak up and talk. Also think about the future. So if you want to get married to a motherfucker, think about, well, I want to talk to them. We may not talk about marriage all the time, but I want to get married. I want to, make myself accessible to you and you accessible to me. So in the conversation, if a motherfucker tell you to watch that shit, be like, yeah, baby, I'm trying to marry you, and you trying to marry me, I'll do it for you. Little things like that. I feel, some of you guys need to start speaking it into existence. If you want money to come to you, you need to start writing that motherfucking shit down, okay? And putting downloads in your brain of how it's going to come to you and how you're going to manifest. Start brainstorming and brainwashing on how you're going to make things manifest, because people are watching, people are seeing exactly what's happening. Libraries are still around, okay? Libraries are still in our head as well too. So for a lot of you guys, think about the information and the downloads that you're passing down to others, and the correct ways that it should be given to them in order for you to have the outcome that you're expecting. So and then in order in for an instance, if someone is wanting to conjure up someone to call them, or somebody's wanting someone to call them up, you would definitely need to have that envision in your mind that you're talking on the phone with this person. You can feel the vibration from the phone as you're talking to the motherfucker, the conversation that you're getting ready to have. And if they're not ready to have that conversation, that the perception that they're ready to have on their end of the phone, whether they come at you in their way or another way, or this person's patterns or whatever the case may be, you're definitely needing to guide yourself on how to have those expectations, and also what you're passing down generationally, passing to others, things of that nature. I feel a lot of you guys definitely need to take those things into account when you're wanting to manifest, when you're wanting relationships to work. All right. So pick up on people's vibration, and know that in those conversations that those long-term things will change, but they will also give you clues and context to what that person's perception is, whether they're telling you a story or giving you information, whatever the case may be. Just definitely take a step back and listen to the words that they're using. This is what they were trained to understand, okay? I feel, a lot of you guys know that you inspire others. You know that there's things about you that people don't have, that they wish they could have. And those things, people are watching, whether you have children or not, whether you have students. Somebody's always either a teacher or a student. So think about those things. I love you guys so much. I'm going to get on out of here. If you need to get a personal reading, you already know what to do. Hit that description box, and I'll see you guys in the next motherfucking video. Peace.